Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of our Toppling organization to Yog Vaashishtha evening sessions. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिंक संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ. टुडे वी आर ऑन डे 67. आज हम लोग सत्सत्वें सत्र में पहुंच चुके हैं. And today we will be continuing the story of Bali Raja and how the Shukracharya, who is the guru of Bali Raja, advise him and guides him. What happens with Bali Raja finally is something that we'll conclude today. And then from tomorrow, we will continue with the story of Prahlada that we will see tomorrow. So let us start our session by chanting Om 3 times. Let's all close our eyes. अपनी आंखें बंद कर लें. Sit comfortably, dropping all your worries, relax. Bring back your attention to your breath. Breathe in and let go. Take one more deep breath. And as you breathe out, drop all your past and come back to the present moment. This present moment is new. Let us welcome this moment by chanting Om. Take a deep breath in. Let us awaken the divinity within. गुरु का आवाहन कर ले. आवाहनम आवाहनम आवाहनम. पुनः पुनः. Let us express our gratitude towards the Master, towards the divinity. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us pray to the divinity, to the Master. Whatever the words that come out of our mouth, whatever the thoughts that hover onto our mind, whatever the actions that happens and the power of discrimination that arise in our intellect, whatever the impressions that are getting created, that might be getting created in your memory, if any, and if still there is an iota of I, me, still exist, let thy be inspired by Master alone. We, the people walking on the path of liberation, if experience that Jivan Mukti, that liberation right now, this moment, or if you are already liberated, let this remaining life, and if we have to come here again to spread love, to spread knowledge, to express our gratitude, let all that be inspired by the Master alone. Feel the presence of the divinity, the Master, in and out. Slowly and gradually, keeping a gentle smile on your face, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Jai Gurudev. So let's continue with our today's session. We are going through a story of Bali Raja. So once upon a time, there was this kingdom at the bottom of the universe, you can say in the corner of the universe, below the Bhuloka, there is something called Patalaloka. So there is a Swargaloka, the gods there is a Bhuloka where the Manusha stays, and there is the Patalaloka where the demons, the Rakshas, the Danavas, those stays. So there was this king called Bali. Now he was very, very having a lot of wealth, having a lot of space, has conquered the entire three worlds. Whatever the happiness, whatever the sukha that you can imagine, it was all available at his feet. So having said that, he has lived many years of this life like this, and one fine day he gets into the dispassion. He thinks that what is it that I am doing? Am I here for this? That self-inquiry dawns. And then he continues to contemplate with himself while sitting along. He thinks about his father, that he had an conversation with father like this, and that is how he memorized and he remembers his father, and then there is a dialogue that goes in between both of them. Now here the Virochan, that is the name of his father, he guides him that look, there is such a place, there is this country where there is a king, and then he has appointed a minister, and this particular minister is taking care of everything, and the king is just sitting and rejoicing in itself. Now all these things continue, and finally once he concludes the story, he tells that this desh, what I spoke about, this country, is nothing but the moksha, the freedom, the liberation that you are seeking for. You are seeking for the place where nothing can shake you. You are seeking for the place that where you will experience the permanent ananda, permanent sukha, happiness. So it is that moksha, that liberation, one can experience that. Then this king, whatever I tell you is what is yourself, what you are, no, that pure love, that pure peace, that pure fountain of joy, no, that Satchitananda Swarup, Atma, Paramatma, Chaitanya, awareness, Shiva, Brahma, whatever the names we address that with, n number of names, and that's okay, doesn't matter. Whatever name you feel, you can call it with, that's okay. So you call that with that, that is what the king is, and the mantri, that minister that I spoke about, it is nothing but your mind. So it is that mind which keeps you entangled into the outward worldly activities, does not allow you to reach to the self. Now, having listened to this knowledge from his father, now he gets into the dispassion. He is not yet realized. He is still in that state where he is completely feeling dispassionate about it. So now once he has got into this state, now he once he comes out of that thought process and he opens his eyes again, he thinks to himself that now let me go and ask Daitya Guru, the one who is Guru to all the demons. His name is Shukracharya. We have seen the story of Shukra in the past. So it is that Shukracharya who is also an enlightened soul and he is also master to all the demons. So he just in the thought process itself, he does the avahan and he remembers Daitya Shukracharya that kindly come and guide me, I need you. And in the same Brahmakash where the Shukracharya also residing and is doing meditation, he also feels that this Bali Raja is now calling him with fullness of its heart. He needs some guidance. And then he comes and in front of Bali Raja. He does offer all the prayers and does puja and everything to the Shukracharya, and then he expresses opinion that this is what is happening with me. I have lived so many years of life and then I've enjoyed all the pleasures that I could have enjoyed. But I am not really getting that peace. I'm looking for that. And this is how I had a conversation with my father, and I'm now completely feeling getting into that viraga, that vairagya, that dispassionate state. So, hey, through you are Atmagyani, you know, you are enlightened master. Kindly guide me. How that is. No, now I have come out of that state where I used to get bored of doing all these things. Now I'm completely feeling relaxed. That restlessness, that furiousness is not there. But yet I'm curious, what is it that my dad was referring to as that Atma, that Paramatma, that what I am also the same. What is it that I would really want to know, and who else could be a better person than you to guide me about all these things? So that is where he now express himself, and that is where the Shukracharya now gives him the knowledge, that he says that now that you have awakened to this, now that you have got into the vairagya, that virakti, that dispassionate state of your being. So it is that Sachidananda Swarup, it is that thing which is called as Chit. So you have asked me to explain this thing in very detailed, but he says that I have some other tasks to be done. So even if I extend this in a very prolonged manner, again it will mean the same thing. So let me explain that thing in a very gist, in a very short and sweet manner. And that is what it means. And if one has to understood, they can understand this. And if the one who does not understanding, does not practice, then n number of time you telling the same thing again and again to them, it is not going to help them. That is what Shukracharya expresses itself. So he says that, hey, Buddhiman Bali Raja is addressing him. Yeah, you are the Buddhiman. That is where now Vaashishtha Muni is also addressing to Rama. Hey, Rama. So like this Bali Raja things like this, and he gets into the Ardhon Milit, means he just half closed eyes. He just sit and he remembers the Shukracharya. Shukracharya appears, the Shukracharya appears in front of Bali Raja, and Bali Raja explains once he comes with that tej, that illuminates the sight of Shukracharya. He gets out of his meditation or his thought process, and then he does offer all the prayers and all that. And then he expresses himself, this is what is happening with him now. Now Shukracharya will say, Buddhiman Bali Raja, hey, intelligent Bali Raja, you have asked me multiple questions. What are the 3 questions that you have asked? That what is it, that place that is where you will reside and you will not feel restless? What is that thing which once staying, you will experience that Satchidananda, that ultimate pleasure, all these things, whatever you are asked, these are that. If I have to answer, it is one simple few words I would like to answer that with. So that is something called as the one which is there spread everywhere else, the one which is the root, the one which is the cause of everything. Now the one which is giving that source of energy to everything is nothing but that is what is your chit. Not chitta. Chitta means mind. Chit, Chaitanya, awareness, Shiva, Brahman, what are the different names we call that is called as Chitya. That is the reason we say Sat Chida Ananda. Sad Chit Ananda. Chitta means that Atma, that Paramatma, that Shiv. So it is that Chit which is there, whatever the one who is experiencing it, no? The one who is experiencing it, the one who is being an experience, and the matter that is being experienced in all these things means that drashta, the one who is experiencer, drishya means the scenery, and the darshan, that thing, that reputing. So in all these things, that matter that comes into picture, in all that, bhogya vastu means the one which is being experienced, that thing, the process of experience, and the one who is experiencing all this thing, all of that is nothing but your chit only. So that is where in that chit there is no me and you, and there is no karta and bhokta. All this thing does not exist over there. It is that chit swarup, it is that Satchidananda Charup, it is that only. No? So that is where she is that I have told you this in very small manner, that this is what it is. Now you contemplate on this. No, you do your manana nididhyasa of this, the continuous practice of this in your day-to-day routine life, and you will for sure, definitely you will get what you are looking for, that is liberation. But if you do not do this, and then again you keep on thinking, doing this thing, that thing, again it will be n number of like this dose, knowledge dose if I give you, still it won't help you unless you have and that gratitude, that shraddha, and having your viveka, means your power of discrimination alive, that pragya alive in you, and believing in all these things, you practice this in your life, then only it will become and reality for you. Otherwise it will just become some words and they will just vanish in the air, just like that. So this is that chit, that is the outward going, that vishayas, the five senses that goes outside. No, that itself is a major obstacle to you to getting to reach to this self. That is what the chit is. So this akhanda means there is a continuous these vrittis that arise in you, that all the desires, all the cravings, wanting to know, wanting something, that deya vasana and that jneya vasana, geya vasana, that continuously that arise in you, which continuously in nature, if you get rid of that, that is what is moksha. Moksha is not something you have to die or you have to drop this body and all that. Once you have reached that state, then after that, the actions that you perform, they are not intended to think. They just happen on its own. You just keep on doing as the prarabdha karma is the one which is sanchit karma. Whatever that happened in the past, just to fulfill that, you continue to do, and you just, there are no sankalpa and vikalpa. There are no wanting to know. There is nothing to all this state that exists. It is in that state you are already liberated. You are already free. So if things are not bothering you, no, if somebody says something to you, doesn't matter. Somebody doesn't praise you, still it doesn't matter. No, when you reach that state that your actions are not driven for something, no, then you're already free. Then you're already moved. No? That is what the state of liberation is, what Shakratya guides to Bali Raja. And after saying that, it is not that usually this example is given, that is that flows, no, through the copper wire, and then it is said that that Vidyu that is flowing through that fire is that Chaitanya. Here Vaashishtha Muni is telling it is not just that. No, it is not that current that is flowing through it. It's not. This is the current, also the wire, And also the starting point, end point, it is all only chit only. Everywhere there is nothing else than the chit. It's not just that medium which is that matter, that wire we think as a matter, and we don't see that is having any chaitanya in it. But here it is saying it, even in that also, from the source where it is starting, from the destination where it is reaching, and the medium that it is carrying, everything is only chit. Everything is only that only. So that is that Adharabhut Chaitanya. That itself is that with what we are saying. It is nothing but that itself is that thing. That is what is Chaitanya. So now this Bali Raja, listening to this knowledge, as he is already into dispassionate state of being, he suddenly gets that, and then he starts contemplating on that. Now he is already intelligent. His pragya, that viraga, that viveka have already arisen in him, and now as soon as he receives this, no, he just contemplate on that, and then he gets into the thought process, and he slowly and gradually, once the Shukracharya disappear from there, now everywhere, wherever he sees that, what are the things that he see? All the sun, moon, light, earth, space, all the animals, all the people, all the objects, everywhere, whatever he sees, now he sees that same with the equanimous state of mind, equanimous state of his being. He just see that everything is same. Like this, it's the same chit that is illuminating everything. It's a source of energy that is everywhere. It is there. The energy is also same, the matter is also same, and the process of being experiencing that is also the same. That is what is been explained over here. So then he continues that whatever this thing that I have this body with me, and if I see that this body is just like that wooden thing, no, if there is no chit in there, if that atma, that a self is not there to run this body, it is useless. This is just like a wooden thing that will be there. There is nothing that will be there. So it is that self that is driving it. All these things. So then he experienced that this everywhere I am the only one, that is other than me, there is nothing else. And in this entire Brahmanda, in entire this universe, that spurat, that is that spandan, that vibration, that energy which is there, that is what even I am also the same thing. And whatever that I am thinking, that is jiva bhav, that I am a separate identity than that, this is just illusion. Because of this only I see that things are different. I think it is purely because of this jiva bhav, means the one individual consciousness. Is because of that I see these things as differently. And then on the top of that, all these external things, attractions which are through your five senses, these vishayas, they keep add on the top of that, and then they make me get entangled into this vicious life cycle of samsara, that is life and death, life and death, life and death, that continues. So I am that Paramananda atom, even lesser than that. If you divide the hair and the tip of that hair in multiple parts, even smaller than that, no? Anu se bhi anu, the sukshma se bhi sukshma, smaller than the smallest. That is what I am. I do not have that thing that this is something which is favorable to me, this is something not favorable to me, I accept this, I reject this. All these things does not seem to be there. Now the same thing which multiple enlightened master have thought about it, they have gone through it a number of times. It's the same state now the Bali Raja also experiencing it. And after doing this, now the Bali Raja gets into the meditation, he gets into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now he goes beyond, no, the Jagruta, Swapna and Sushupti, means the awareness, neither the dream nor the complete sleep. He gets out of all that and he gets into the Turiya Avastha, and he just experience that peace of mind. He start contemplating, he just start being with his own self now. Now that's what continue now, looking at this thing now, the other things, all the other asuras, the demons and all these mandaliks, all the devs and all that, some of them are there who he has conquered. All this, they come and look at him, what has happened, because now he is suddenly start appearing very illuminated, that tej, that thing is there, can easily see that on his face. And then he start attracting everybody automatically. Everybody happens to come there, and they think, now what will happen to their kingdom? How this what is this Raja, our Raja is Bali Raja is doing here, sitting here, and what is it that he is doing? This, he has closed his eyes, and what is he doing? So like this, he says that, and once they are worried about it, now they also remember the Shukracharya. So now they remember this a lot of period that goes here like this, and he is just sitting there, and all the other the soldiers and that come, all other people also come, other the devas also come over there, and then still he is in silence. He doesn't look at them. He doesn't respond anything to them. He just closes his eyes and he's there. So now, right, they are very confused. All these other people, they remember the Shukracharya because that is what they hold on to. They think that Shukracharya is the Guru. And as soon as they do the Avahan, now the Shukracharya appears over there. Now Shukracharya looks at them and their condition, and he laughs. He smiles actually, that why you guys are worried about like this. Let him be. He has just experienced this peace of mind now, which he has continuously kept on himself engaged in acquiring the world and running it. And he has never experienced this peace of mind. Right now he is experiencing that. Let him be. He will remain like this for another 1,000 years. After that, he will come out of that. Till that point in time, you do all your karmas, whatever the things that you actions that have been assigned to you. Now you continue to do that. If you come here and disturb him like this, his dhyana, his meditation, samadhi will be broken. Let's not do that. Let him take the peace of mind. Let him experience the peace of mind. Having said that, Shukracharya goes from there. Now, listening to the Guru's Vakya, Guru's words, they all get back to their own work. And like this, all the 1,000 years are passed. Like this only 1,000 years passes away. And then finally, after 1,000 years passes, this they do some nad, and because of that nad, now Bali comes out of his samadhi. This samadhi gets visurgin, means he comes out of that samadhi. Now the moment he comes out of that, that news spread like a fire. Everybody became aware about it, that Bali Raja has come out of samadhi. Let us go and see. So everybody comes over there. Now Bali at them, he has experienced this peace of mind. Now he expresses himself there. No, that words of that satisfaction, that gratitude, that truth, that contentment is coming out of that. I have experienced this samadhi, which is nothing is equivalent to this. Whatever the pleasure that I used to get, that small little pleasures, nothing is comparable to this experience which I have experienced in this small period of time. Now they are calling that 1,000 years of period as a small experience, because now he has understood that this kal is ananta, infinite in nature, and this 1,000 years are nothing, like just like a spark. Sharabangu says that I have experienced that now in my life. So now I see that my Vastavik Swarup, means the real true nature of mine is that Sankalpa, means there is no Sankalpa here. Completely, there is no wanting to do, and there is nothing to reject also. He has reached to that state now, and he's just smiling and looking at all these people. And now he's thinking, so what, even if I'm experiencing the enlightenment, now I experience that Satchidananda. Now while doing so, how does it matter whether these people come to me or not come to me, whether I perform my actions as I used to do, what is the, even what will I achieve by dropping these things? Having said that, having dropping all his Dheya Vasana, Sankalparahit, having dropped his all his Dheya Vasana also, wanting to know, dropping all these things in the equanimous state of being, this Bali Raja starts doing all his activity as he used to do earlier. No, he's continued to do that. So he has already achieved the Sadeya Mukti. And then he continues to rule the world as he used to do earlier also. So that is where the today's Bali Raja story concludes. Tomorrow we'll see the chapter number 51. That is the Prahlada story. There is this Hiranyakashipu, his son, his Prahlada is also, there is a very beautiful story of Prahlada which I heard. Now Prahlada becomes the king, and then the story, we'll see what is the story. So let's keep that as a surprise, and we'll see it tomorrow. So this is where the chapter number 50 concludes, and there are a lot of beautiful takeaways which we can discuss. What is it that we really learned here? No? What is it that is our takeaway from here? That is something which we can express. And if you have any questions around, you are welcome to ask that also. Now I'll open this session to all of you. Kindly unmute yourself and express. Even the little bit, it's fine, but do express yourself. And if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask that also.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, I would like to express my takeaway from the story of Bali when we had read it earlier. So it was demonstrating even a demon who was so fierce and who had so much of power was able to come to a point of dispassion in spite of having all the luxuries, powers, whatever he wanted, he had. And after enjoying it for thousands of years, he came to a state of wondering, like, why do I need to continue in this repetitive mode? And then when he was thinking about it, he remembered his father Virochana, who had once given him some advice. And he also spoke to him about a place where there is a place of undefinable light. It is full of light. And in that place, the Lord had elected a minister who was very clever in administration. And this minister took care of everything. So I particularly like the way he compared the Lord to the divine consciousness and the minister to the mind. So he said this minister cannot be overpowered. Okay. And even if there is, he would encourage, let us say, the war between gods and demons. The only way we could see the Lord is when the minister is not there. And the minister is only manageable by its Lord, the silent soul. And for the soul's advancement, it needs to subdue the minister. So that means for our souls to advance, we need to subdue the mind. We need to make the mind quiet and within our control. And the appearance of the master makes the minister disappear from sight. So once we catch sight of the soul, okay, then the mind will disappear. Just as the disappearance of the minister brings one into the full view of the king. Therefore, we need to approach by degrees, because directly it cannot just happen. And by degrees, we need to approach the Lord and able to see him. And then gradually we remove the authority of the mind. Okay. So the king is the soul of the divine self, and the soul appoints the mind as a wise minister, but not really so wise for us, in the sense that he prevents us from reaching out to the soul. So that is the analogy between the Lord and the minister, the soul and the mind. I like that kind of comparison. That illustrated it very well. And then one thing that Shukra says is, only consciousness is reality. The mind is consciousness. And the trap of the mind is to see consciousness as something thinkable or an object. So when we look at it as an object, then we get trapped in it. So we need to think of it as something else. So we have to see our spirit in order to arrive at the state of infinite spirit. So that is what we have to do. That is the practical aspect. So the practical aspect here we could say is how we have to approach the king to subdue the minister. How we have to approach the Lord by controlling the mind. Yeah, Jai Gurudev. This is my takeaway from the story of Bali.
Jai Gurudev, Ginny, that's so wonderful. I'm so glad. See, when we started 3-4 months back, it was that, and now I could see that there are multiple of our group members, our disciples of the master, who have come together to form this group. And now look, that is all coming out. No, it's very beautiful, Jenny. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that very soon you will be ready to even conduct this session. So very nice, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Very wonderful. और किसी को अपने आप को व्यक्त करना है, जरूर you can unmute yourself and you can express yourself. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask that also. Unmute option is already available, so you can unmute yourself and speak. There is some posting here. Yeah, we have realized that, yeah, we have realized that Chit, that is the awareness, is the only unchanging observer of changing body and mind, intellect and memory. So all the others are object and I only the experiencer. Yes, Ramaji, very beautiful shade. Kusumji is also appreciating. That was very good takeaway, Jiniji.
Thank you.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev, Sangeeta ji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Someshwar ji, for the wonderful session. And continuing the story of Bali, we have reached to new heights now, right? So it is here that Bali is reflecting. By the way, Jerry, your also was very nice takeaway. So the whole, yeah, this means really you have been studying. So just, to add that to your this, when the minister is under the control, the king is seen clearly. So that is the point actually. So how to do the minister under the control so that you can see the king. And once you see the king, the minister is always in your control. So that is the, एक तीर से दो निशाने लगाने हैं. That is what we have to learn. And that is the point. And in Bhagavad Gita also, see, it was, pinpointed. If you see, just clicking me, that Arjun has to see in the water and put the arrow on the eye of the fish. That was so one-pointedness. Means that much one-pointedness that we have to be for that minister. So it's very lovely, but you have to be very playful with that. Even that is the trick. It's not, ki chalo main man ko pakadta hu, marta hu, karta hu, nothing will happen to you. Okay, so very playfully we have to just catch him there, and that is what whole it is. Okay, so it's a two-folded intelligence practice, intense self-effort, and study practice with this keeps on going. So that is what it is, persistent practice. Now today's also it was very beautiful. How the craving for the pleasure, Bali says to himself, now Bali is contemplating all that. If you go to see, before he even meets his guru, his father's, all his thoughts are coming here, like all the thoughts of his father. He has not met his father. It is only in the thought that his father is giving him that knowledge. Means he's so connected to his father. That is the first point, right? So we being connected to Guru always gives us that knowledge through that only. You of course, even being in front of him is always the best, but I think so being connected is the best. Yeah. So that is what it is. Then he contemplates. So Bali says to himself, I shall attain to this state of tranquility, which is like nectar. So now he is tempted. He's ready to change himself from within. So, and the tranquility means what? Above all the pains and the pleasures that is coming in between. And that is, degrading you. And life is one continuous round of this repetitive. Now he comes to know this whole life is just a repetitive thing that you're, waking up, eating, sleeping, doing this and all. It's a repetitive thing. Every day we are doing the same thing. So there is nothing new in that. So he wants to give up everything, give up all that and withdraw his mind from the pursuit of pleasures. Now he wants to come back. It's coming back. Sham dhal chuki hai. Wapas bhi to aana hai. That is the point where he is. I shall remain happily established in myself. So that is what his nischay is. I want to be happily established in my own self. This universe is nothing but a creation of mind. So usko paka ho gaya abhi. This creation, it's nothing but a creation of the mind. So enough of this repentance. Now he says it's enough now. going on into all this. Come on, let's go and meet our Guru and see what are the 3 questions which he asked. Who am I? Who are you? And what is all this in this world? So he asked the questions to his Guru. Now, Guru also is very, he was already in a mode of going to some other realm of the world. But he says, okay, now since you have come here, so it's okay. In very short, I will explain. If you can understand, get it. Otherwise, let it be. So what Shukra answers? He answers, consciousness alone exists. That's the way, direct. So he gives him the direct gyan, nothing here and there. You know all that. Now what you know, it's okay. Now from there, so it is all from where you are.
Probably some internet connectivity issue. Okay, anyone else would like to express themselves? Meanwhile, Sangeeta ji joins us back. The only and biggest ignorance is going to God, is I am. Sweetie ji saying, yeah, I like your sessions. When Guru का सानिध्य होता है तो वो अपने आप ही अच्छा लगता ही है. Some connectivity issues, Sangeeta ji. Ramaji said,
thank you. So,
all are eliminated by the light of awareness. Physical body perish after death, only our subtle body stays, as like the difference between the hardware and software. Yes, Ramaji, very beautiful sharing. Thank you. Ha, Sangeeta ji, please continue.
Yeah, thank you. It was just a drop. So ultimately, the final thing where we come. Yeah. So what he says now, what Shukra says to his to Bali, the objectivity of consciousness is known as bondage, and the abandonment of such objectivity is liberation. So what the formula comes is consciousness minus objectivity is equal to reality. So that is what that. If we have this equation in our mind, I think so the work is done. So be established in this vision. This is the vision which his Guru gives to Bali. What? Consciousness minus objectivity is equal to reality. Very beautifully said. And what is consciousness? Again, he explains. It's very quickly, I can say, in few words, consciousness is distinguishes the light from the darkness. Now see how he describes all that consciousness to him. Consciousness, it is like earth is earth, ever-changing formula. That is, it keeps on repeating. But what is something stable in that? It's the direction in the space. Whole world as a world. It's a direction in the space. Even in the space, when there is a direction, that is a consciousness. That is what he's saying. So, it is truth, you can say it is Atma. So that is what actually it is. All your senses, all your body, all your desires, everything within, outside, here, there, everything. The one which is without any second, even that is consciousness. Yeah. Therefore, there is what? The result is there is no friend, there is no enemy. वो द्वैत जो है वो खत्म हो जाता है, and you come into the Advait, the one without a second. That is beautiful. So there is no hate, there is no attachment, there is no mind, there is no modification, there is nothing. And not even a word, not even a name. It is only a word. And slowly and gradually with this, the word, which is that consciousness, which is omnipresent, and it is subject from the minus that objectivity and the light and limitless. What is that word comes to? The word comes to Om. He takes him to that Om, and then he starts contemplating on that. So this is where Guru takes him into that only one word, that is Om. Now slowly we'll see that again tomorrow. So till here, I think so. It's Thank you very much, Someshwarji, for giving me this opportunity to express myself. And this is actually my takeaway from this. Yeah, thank you.
So it is like every day Sangeeta ji comes and thanks to herself. Thank you so much, Sangeeta ji. और किसी को अपने आप को व्यक्त करना है, जरूर आप अनम्यूट करके व्यक्त कर सकते हैं. If you'd like to express yourself, please we can do that. That's okay, Ramaji. You'll be all right soon. You already expressed yourself on the chat, so it's fine. To say something. If not, then we'll conclude this session so that we can meet tomorrow. आज का इस समापन करते हैं. जय